Ben, last week I actually said that I'd get you to introduce Jarret this week, so why don't you take it away, mate?
Here's Jarret.
Hey guys.
How's it going, mate?
It's good. It's good. It's a bit chilly in the locker room, but it keeps me awake and on my toes and ready to tell you all about this week's physical media.
Have you got pants on? That's the question.
I most certainly do, but I'm just a little bit troubled by this bird behind me. She's been sitting there for, I don't know, the last hour or so, and she hasn't said a word, and I don't want to approach her because this is the men's locker room. Um,
What does
but
that
yeah, I
even
don't know.
mean?
I'm going to let it
I was
go.
gonna say, does that
She looks
have
like
any
Sadako
relevant?
or something from The Ring or Samara,
Yeah.
you know? That's why I don't want to approach her, or it could be very Blair Witch. Anyway, she's silent, so we'll just let her be. This week we've got some releases, gentlemen. Roadshow are releasing the Iron Claw on Blu-ray and DVD. I haven't seen it. I do want to see it. I was kind of shocked that not even having seen it, but just the amount of hype that the film drew, that it didn't actually get nominated for any
Hmm.
Oscars as well. Did you guys have an opportunity to check this one out? No.
Haven't caught it yet.
No, not yet. But
Everything I've heard about it's quite good. I've heard
I
really
agree.
good things about it. So,
how
and
much? But how much of the hype was just derived from that guy's underwear commercial?
was that Zac Efron's or the
No,
other guy?
the other guy, the guy from the Bear.
Yeah, they call it the iron
Oh,
drawers.
okay.
Yeah, he did like a Calvin Klein underpants.
Oh, Jeremy Allen White or whatever his name.
Jerry Allen White did like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, and all the ladies on the gram were frothing over it.
Okay, well there you go. So that viral sort of didn't help with the Oscar voters, unfortunately.
No.
But anyway, that
That's
one's
because there's
coming
no
out
women
on.
at the Academy, man.
Oh, okay. I thought that was just the Golden Globes. But anyway, it's coming out Blu-ray DVD. It's got a featurette and it's got a cast and crew Q&A on there. That's sort of it. There's no 4K release overseas and there's no 4K release locally. Moving on. Well, actually, no, I will mention Roadshow are releasing two Warner back catalog titles. We've mentioned them in the past.
Mm.
The Goonies and Training Day, both coming out on 4K.
Oh, it's good to see that they're releasing films that have never come out in Australia before on any format. Like it's
Yeah, I know.
an amazing job that they're doing.
You could go to any cashies and probably pick up a copy of Training Day, and they'll pay you to take it with them. Just get it out of the shop. We don't want to see it again. But anyway, yeah, those two are coming out. Then moving on, Viavision have one title that's coming out on the Imprint Films line, Green Ice, with Ryan O'Neal, who obviously recently passed, and Ben shared some trivia about Ryan O'Neal not long ago. Something to do with Tatum O'Neal, wasn't it, Ben?
Oh, he tried to sell it for drugs.
There you go. And I hope there's a featurette about that on Green Ice.
Yeah.
But look, Imprint have done a good job of putting this one out. They've got the theatrical, but they've got the extended cut, which is an upscaled HD version of it. It's got some new, I think there's a new commentary track it might be a film historian commentary track. And then there's an interview, and I think I might interview with the stuntman, and then a bunch of archival special features like the isolated score, trailer, and whatnot. But it's the sole Imprint Films release. But this week they're also releasing the first three titles in the Imprint Asia line. So they're all coming out. There's Zadouchi, the Blind Swordsman, The Sea is Watching, and Lost in the Stars. And they're all coming out. And as per usual, there's a good abundance of special feature content and pretty slip covers and all that sort of thing.
I've only actually heard of one of those films, but I hope that means that they'll be bringing out more Takeshi Kitano movies.
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah, oh man, that'd be great.
Please.
That'd be great. Yeah, I want to like a nice copy of Fireworks or Hannah B, was it? Or Hannah B, yeah.
Bad
or
Cop,
any Violent Cop, was it?
Violent Cop, yeah. And Dolls.
What was the there was like a PG one he did with like a drama with a bicycle and a little girl or something. Can't remember the name of it.
That sounds great. I want to see that. And I want to and even look, I remember kind of disparaging it at the time, especially because of the closing scene. But now, like, I would give a kidney for a copy of Brother on Blu-ray.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, maybe not a kidney. I'd give one of your kidneys. I wouldn't.
Okay, Glenn's kidney. Can we we could do Glenn's kidneys and we can both have a copy.
Yeah, that sounds. Yeah,
we'll speak to Imprint and speak to Josh over there and see if we can make it happen. So that's all the releases that are coming out this week. But I did say that I was going to do a bit of show and tell on this next episode, and here it is. It's the Firestarter collection. I'm holding it here because if I hold it over here, it disappears into
disappeared.
the locker room.
Glenn's got one. Glenn's got
there
one
you go.
behind him.
Oh no, this is the wrong one. It's out in the other room.
There you go. It's got
Was
one
it
of those
the-
attractive lenticular 3D slip
I watched
covers.
the first one again from that pack. I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to doing part 2. Yeah, look, I mean, it's not a great film to begin with, but I
It's
think
never
I
been a
enjoy
great
I
film.
enjoy it a
Yeah.
little bit more each time, I think.
It's
I
no
agree. I
Cat's
think it ages well in terms of the period, because you've got the Tangerine Dream score, you've got, a great cast. It's just a bit of a lackluster film. And I said I didn't hate the recent adaptation. I thought it was okay. I can't actually thought it was quite on par with Mark Lester's Firestarter. I think they've both got their strengths, but they've certainly got more weaknesses. But I'm anxious to check out that rekindled because that's the
Yes.
upscaled HD version as
That's
well.
what I'm keen on too.
And there is a new commentary track. So what I might do is I actually might listen to the commentary track on Firestarter
Who's the
before
commentary
I
with?
watch the film. It's with Lee Gambon, good old Lee Gambon,
Oh.
and an author that he's done it with. I think his name's Lee Dries. Let me double check that because I'd hate to. Aaron Dries. Aaron Dries.
Aaron
Okay, I did
Dries.
check that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then it's got those those movie cards, art cards, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
They're not terribly exciting. Like, I mean, the ones from Rekindled, I mean, that one's all right, but they're not really spectacular moments from the film. I think that's probably the only thing that's a little underwhelming about the release, to be honest. I would love to see these kind of art cards be poster art of the film, like, the international poster art, because I'm sure this film had amazing art the world over, and it would be nice to see, posters or something of that nature, something that's a bit more cool and collectible than, a picture of George C. Scott, that doesn't inspire much. But anyway, other than that,
Although,
it looks like a pretty solid release.
If you only ever saw the film in 4:3 pan and scan, then you wouldn't have seen either of those two people on each
On
side
the
of
screen at the
frame.
very one time. So yeah, it is a nice release, and again, it's that 3D lenticular hard box that they're doing, those rigid sort of hard cases. So, I mean, the only bummer about this is that obviously you've got Via Vision doing them locally, Imprint via Vision, Umbrella, overseas Second Sight, and they are rather large. And now that's going to be a space issue because I think they're fantastic. Don't get me wrong. But now it feels like every second or third release comes in one of these boxes. And the cupboard of shame only houses films that I have not watched or films that I need to revisit before they enter the collection. Whereas this going straight into the collection, and I've got to make some damn room for it. It's going to be tricky.
Oh, problems, mate, problems.
I know. Yeah, that's the woes of a physical media collector, but a solid release nonetheless.
Awesome.
So it's good to see. And I should mention, in terms of the special feature content, I only mentioned the new commentary track. It's actually got all the special features that were on the Scream Factory release in the US as well. They've licensed all of those. So at this point in time, this is the most definitive edition of Firestarter. And I honestly don't see anyone doing like a 4K Ultra HD collector's edition of any time soon. But look, I say that now, and then next week, Scream Factory is probably going to announce it. So,
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, gentlemen, that's all the news I've got for you this week. Ben, you've got something?
I was going to say, you know what I'd love for them to release? Far From Home, that Drew Barrymore movie.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that was great. I rewatched that not all that long ago. That was the one with the menacing guy, the drifter that comes into town, isn't it? And he's
and they're all like
a love interest, and then he turns into like an absolute psychotic.
Yeah, like all good Drew Barrymore films. She always
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
and
around that time she did like Gun Crazy as well. And
well, they could do a double pack. They could do a double pack with Far From Home and the Adventures of Yellow Dog.
They should. Let's speak to Imprint about doing like the work of Drew Barrymore and Old Yeller.
I don't know. Have Imprint done it? Like I remember, every now and then Umbrella would open it up on their Facebook page and stuff. Like, what do you think we should release? I don't know if Imprint. I
don't know if they've got a query page on their website. Like I think Umbrella have like you can send in like throughout the year sort of queries. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm going to have a look and see. But anyway, guys, I don't want to hold you up. So that's all the news for this week. So on the count of 3, knowing that number 1 is silent, that's, when we go, that's go time. We're going to go 3, 2, stay physical. It's never going to work.
Nah, never.